YTPC, Padre, Piper, coming to you via the virtual airways of YouTube to say hello, YouTube Pipe community. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're finding all the blessings that the Lord has in store for you. It's been a little while, I know, since I've been on the virtual airwaves of the YTPC. It's been busy. I've also been involved in another project. I think I might have talked about it in the last video, and that project has been taking up a lot of my time. It's actually a podcast, and it's also, the podcast has actually been picked up by an internet radio station as well, which is kind of exciting. So, and it's more on, I guess the church work side of things. If you're interested and you want to check it out, the pilot episode is available. I'll put the link for it down in the cellar, but that podcast is called Chiroscope, CHIRHOSCOPE, and again, you can find it. It's hosted by Anchor, but it's being distributed to not just Anchor FM, but to all the various podcast outlets. So if you got an hour's worth of time to kill and hear me rant about sort of socio-political issues through a Christocentric lens, go ahead and listen, and you'll find out what's been sort of keeping me busy. But anyway, this is about pipe stuff. So I hope everybody's doing well. I got a great surprise in the mail, a couple of good surprises in the mail actually. My Tin Society box has come, and I wanted to do the May reveal of that. This actually came last week, and I'm just catching up. But some other stuff has come more recently. But I'm going to start with this, just because I like, again, I'm not paid by these folks. I'm not on, look, I'm a customer. But the May Tin Society box, every month you get a little something, some samples of 4 tobaccos, and they usually throw some extra stuff in there too. So, all right, let's just bust it open as always from that little box. It's always nicely packed with some tissue, and they always throw some extra stuff in there. This month, some pipe cleaners as usual, which is wonderful. You can never have enough of these. These are Long's extra absorbent pipe cleaners. They also put in some, these are balsa wood filters. I have not had this brand. This is called Rivera, and these appear to be 6mm filters. I have used the Savinelli balsa wood filters and like them lots. They don't interfere. I don't think they interfere the way paper filters do with the flavor intensity of the tobacco, but at the same time, they serve a very nice purpose. They do absorb some extra moisture and stuff, so that's good to have. And some matches. Yeah. All right. What is the first backy in the box today? It is, oh, great, right off the bat, it's, I'm not even sure how to pronounce this. And honestly, I'm not familiar with it. I guess if I were familiar with it, I'd know how to pronounce it. It's from Cornell and Deal. It's from their small batch series, and it's called San Sepulcro. If I mispronounce that, hooked on phonics. What can I say? But let's see. Whoop, upside down there. Let's see what they have to say about this here. It says aromatically spicy with earthy clove-like undertones. These florets are all grown in San Sepolcro, the San Sepolcro region of Italy. Am I close? Which boasts a history and tradition of tobacco cultivation to the 17th century. That's pretty cool. Combined with mellow citrus and bread-like notes of the reds, it makes for a wonderful melange of flavors and aromas, at once both familiar and exotic. So, not one I've had, so that's going to stay in the collection of stuff I need to try. As I've said, once I've got enough of these little packets from the Tin Society boxes of stuff that I have had, maybe 6, 8, 10 of them, I'll do a giveaway here. And of the 4 that came this month, two I've not had, and two I have had. The second one I've not had is from Golden Triangle, and I've never had any of the Golden Triangle line, but this one is it's fascinating to me, and the reason why is the name, South Vacherie. You say, what's so amazing about the name South Vacherie? That's down here in my neck of the woods, in my part of the country where I'm from. I actually have an aunt, I guess she's more like an aunt-in-law. At any rate, she's from South Vacherie, and it's like a joke within the family, right? Because there's like nothing in Vacherie, and there's even less in South Vacherie. But apparently, they must grow some perique down in those parts. Anyway, what it says is the perique from South Vacherie has a distinct espresso character supported by herbal notes. That sounds good. The spice in this varietal is like white pepper, lively but subdued. This might be the most complex of the four versions, with the base tobaccos being relatively neutral. Those characteristics are more noticeable in this entry of the Golden Triangle series, South Vacherie. All right, so those two, nobody's getting them because I'm going to try them. The next two I've actually had and have jars of them, so they'll be tossed into the box for a giveaway at some point. The first one is from Cult. It's Blood Red Moon. This is a favorite amongst aromatic smokers who enjoy a sort of a cherry type. There are the bells. What does it say? It says, this dark, decadent blend combines fire-cured Cavendish, bright Virginias and Burleys with the delicious aroma of natural Royal Anne cherry and dark chocolate. A bit sweet, extremely rich, and unquestionably smooth. Cult, Blood Red Moon. That'll go in the box for giveaways, and so will this one, number 4. And folks, I think if you're an aromatic smoker, you've probably had this one, and you probably like it. If you're not an aromatic smoker, you're going to probably hate this one. This is from Sutliff. It's called Molto Dolce. I actually enjoy it. This is one of the wettest blends you're ever going to purchase, and you're never going to be able to dry it out sufficiently. The weird thing about that is, for me anyway, I'm not saying anybody else has this experience. As our good friend Bradley would say, your mileage may vary. The strange thing about this wet blend is that I've never gotten tongue bite from it. It does not burn hot. Now it'll crisp, it'll sizzle when you go to light it. And I've heard some people say that's not preservatives, that's natural tobacco oils and such. And maybe it is. It's a wonderful aromatic. It's an overpowering taste, but it's yummy. And the room note, I'm telling you, folks will go crazy because this smells so good. They will not mind you smoking around them if you're smoking Molto Dolce. It says a black Cavendish smoker's delight. It crackles as it burns. If you don't dry it first, you can't dry it enough, trust me. And can leave a little moisture, especially if you're not a dry smoker. The vanilla flavor is the main player here, as is usually the case in this kind of blend. Won't bite, it won't. It won't. I don't know how they do that. Won't bite, needs some relights, great aftertaste, that's true, and a great room note. Sutliff Molto Dolce is going to go in the box to be recycled and to be given away to somebody at some point, and probably really soon. I probably got enough where I could do that now. What else do I want to show you? Today in the mail, all the way from Canada, I was pleasantly surprised. I don't even know how this YTPC member knew how to find me. I mean, I guess I'm not that hard to find, but that was very kind of him because this is coming from Canada down here to the US, and I know that that's got to cause the sender headaches with customs and such, but I love it. It was creatively listed on the customs form as hobby supplies, which it does have in it because this person sent me some pipe cleaners. You can never have enough of these. But that's not all they sent. That's not all they sent. And I'm going to tell you who in a moment. I want to show you what I got from them and then read you a little note. I hope they don't mind me reading the bro note. I don't think they will. They sent me 3 samples of some backies in little packages. And this one is H&H Black House, which is a wonderful English. This is actually one of my favorites in the wintertime. Beautiful, beautiful mix. This one is one that I have not had. Peterson Balkan Delight. And it smells like a wonderful Balkan Delight. I can't wait to try this. And then this one, I actually had to open the package because they wrote on it with a Sharpie, and the tobacco is actually so dark that you couldn't make out what the Sharpie had written. And what it says is HH Old Dark Fired. And I've never had that. In fact, I've actually been a little scared of it, thinking it might be a little too strong. But man, when I open this package and I put my nose in there, it is just so robust smelling. It smells so good. You almost wish it were, edible. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful tobacco. I guess you can't really see it all that well. But thank you. But the other thing that was included in that was this, an unopened tin, 50 grand tin of Samuel Galwith's Full Virginia Flake. Got the little Canadian, look at that, the Canadian tax seal on there and such, complete with the advertisement of, this stuff will like explode randomly and take out an entire city or whatever the goofy government warnings are. But it says, hey Padre, inspired by a video regarding Virginias and at the mention of the elusive blend Full Virginia, I decided I would like you to have one from my cellar. I have enough to last me some time yet, and felt moved to share with one of my favorite YTPC presenters. You, sir, are too kind. The bro note goes on, but this is from Captain Clench, as in clench, Captain Clench. Thank you. That is way too kind of you, sir, to send that down here all the way from the most northern state of Canada, of the United States. Actually in, is it Ontario, Canada? Where are you? Victoria, I think it was a card near too. I think that must be, ON must be Ontario. I don't know, I should know these things, but I'm a stupid American. Thank you so much, Captain Clench. I do appreciate that, sending this all the way down here to the Big Easy down south in the U.S. That is a very, very kind, unexpected. It's just so fun. I just finished a meeting here at church, and I said, I hadn't checked the mail yet today. And go out there, and there, there's a box in the mailbox, and you're like, ooh, you kind of get excited. And it actually moved me to make a video, which I hadn't done in a while. The last thing I wanted to share with you also came in the mail a couple days ago. And this is not necessarily pipe related, but I know a lot of you guys out there are into facial hair. You like growing beards and such. And, I attempt to do that in the fall each year, and it just gets worse every year. So I tend to for the most part, be baby face, clean shaven, especially in the summer months down here, because it's so hot and humid where I am. And plus, if and when I grow my beard out in the fall, I got to take crud the entire time from Sir James, who sent me an email today. Thank you, sir. So for my birthday a couple months ago, my brother is a big shaving razor fan. I mean, I was talking to him one day about PAD. And he's like, oh yeah, that must stand for pipe acquisition disorder. I'm like, how would you know that? Because he's not into piping. He goes, well, because in all the forums for the razor freaks, or whatever they're called, they talk about RAD, razor acquisition disorder. So he buys razors from all around the world and collects them, and all the old vintage, stuff that like we would have seen my dad using, but we weren't shaving yet. We were too young. So anyway, he set me up for my birthday with some razor stuff that I'm sure is not, like some of it's from, I don't know, different parts of the world and everything. I don't know enough about it to speak to it, but I'm appreciative. But, you know, what it got me to thinking about is the appreciation for sort of the old soul, old gentleman's way of doing things. You know, our grandfathers and our fathers, they weren't going to the Dillard's department store and dropping $100 on a little half-ounce bottle of Ralph Lauren's Polo or anything like that. They went to the drugstore and they got their aftershave. And of course, you know, there are the classics, one of which is Old Spice. But Old Spice has had multiple different sorts of variations or scents in their line over the years too. And as a kid, I remember there was an Old Spice lime. And I remember my brother hated it. Even as we were getting older and able to shave, I think my dad might have had some, and my brother was just repulsed by the scent of lime for some reason. And so I felt moved since he gave me that. I went online and I was actually able to find, and it arrived, it took several weeks to get here, because it had to come. You can't apparently get this in the States, or if you can, I couldn't find out where. This had to come from India. It's Old Spice fresh lime. And just coming out, I mean, it smells exactly like what I remember this scent smelling like when I was a kid, and my dad would use it on occasion, and my brother would be totally repulsed by it. And to this day, I remember we'd go to the pediatrician's office, and at the end you get a lollipop with a little safety stick on it, and if he even saw the green one, he would just like flip out. He's got some kind of issue with lime. So I can't wait. This Old Spice, smell like a man, fresh lime. I can't wait to douse myself in this stuff. I mean, to the hilt, and like maybe go pick him up and take an hour and a half drive out to the coast for lunch or something, and make him get stuck in the car with me smelling like a big old lime. I am easily entertained, am I not? Look, hey, this has been fun. It's long overdue. To all you out there, I know I have I've been a little absent from the YTPC, both on the presenter side as well as checking in. Just haven't had the kind of time that I wished I had to be involved in it. But I'm still here, folks. And here's a good place to be. And being a part of the YTPC, of course, is always a wonderful thing and a great place to be. So I thank you for spending a few minutes of your time with me today to just say hey and to go through a couple of box openings and such. And I'm curious if wherever you are in your neck of the woods, if you're able to find this Old Spice fresh lime in a drugstore near you. And did I really have to get this shipped in through customs from India? Because that's what I did. And who knows what sort of standards it's made to. I mean, I could be putting some kind of chemical on my face. Who knows, right? That's half the fun. All right. Hey, listen, hope all of you are doing well. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Always a pleasure to spend some time with you. Padre Piper wishing you and yours God's peace, grace, and blessings.